That's the first thing going out. Why are you muted? I need to put your stream up. I can hear you, but I don't know if your channel
No,
can.
you're muted. You're muted.
Right,
Rob, I can hear Rob.
on your mixer tab, because your mic's had a moment earlier, didn't it? So open your settings, select your mic, and make sure it actually says your mic and doesn't have some random. Select a different mic and swap back and see if that helps it.
Oh, hang on. Wait.
It's a good job I didn't hear you say it. It's very professional,
Hello?
isn't it?
Yeah.
Can everyone hear me now? Is that better?
I'm waiting for you to talk.
Am I here? I think I'm here. I can see the mixer moving. Yes, okay, I'm back. So, I'll say it again. Welcome everyone to Japan. Yeah, TTFL Japan. Round 18 today. On a combined lobby. I'm not going to go through the whole spiel I did before because I've lost my track and I've lost my rhythm now. Basically, I'm going to say I'm joined by the number one commentator, because I am the number two technically. Rob's going to be with me tonight. Good evening, Rob.
Evening, welcome everyone.
And we do technically have, and I'll call him an on-track correspondent in Hobo. He's actually just lonely because he's got no one else to talk to, so he's going to be here but muted. So evening, Hobo.
Evening.
There we go. So there's that.
Staying.
Well, it could be useful for if we need any information. If anyone is, the guys that are watching, feel free to ready up. By the way, do you want to put a quick message in, Hobo, just to let everyone know? Myself and Rob are going to quickly go through the standings just before we start. Obviously, short quality tonight, so we'll get those out of the way. So I'll let you go through tier 1, Rob, and then I'll do tier 2 as usual.
Wicked. Tier 1 should be on screen now. So Shaunaker's still with a massive lead. Need to do the maths and work out when he's going to be declared drivers champion. He's got a 106-point lead, and I think there's 7 races left. No, we're round 18, aren't we? So 6 races left.
He's
not far off.
Won't it? Yeah, but 7 as of now. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, so 7 including today.
So he's got a maximum of quick pass, 726s.
He's likely to win. Let's put it that
140.
way.
Yeah, in the next couple of weeks, Shaunaker's will no doubt be declared. Elder sitting in second in a close battle with Rapid in third, only 3 points separating that pair. Frenzy holding on to a comfortable fourth. Hobo in fifth is fairly comfortable in fifth, but has got his teammate in close company in sixth. Panda in seventh, doing very well for our former tier 2 champion. Sesfin in eighth, Mrs. Carl in ninth, Speedy in 10th, Scotty 11th, Singh in 12th, Josh in 13th, Binner in 14th, Stilled in 15th, Gramil in 16th, Dimseku in 17th, Nico in 18th, Cons in 19th, and in 20th, and yet to score is 610. I'll let you do the tier 2 standings.
Do you want to do the team ones?
Yes, I forgot about the team ones.
Oh, I thought tier 1 was professional one.
No, I'm really amateur. Well, every week I start with, oh crap, my audio's messed up again. So tier 1 standings, constructors, McLaren out in front. They've got a 185-point lead over Ferrari. Alpine in third, only 32 points off of Ferrari, so a couple of good results for them. Could see them jump up. Aston Martin in fourth, Red Bull in fifth, Haas in sixth, Mercedes in seventh, Alpha Tauri in eighth, Alfa Romeo in ninth, and in last place at the moment is Williams.
Right, I'll go through tier 2. While we're doing that...
Also, before you go through that, rain potential in in the race for after 45 minutes.
Okay.
It's
Can you-
24% at the moment.
Okay. Can you just invite Scotty, by the way, Rob? Because he just told me he's been kicked while I'm going through these.
Yep.
So, on to Tier 2 standings. This is where things get interesting. This is all more fun in Tier 2. So, for those of you that may not have been following Tier 2, if you're Tier 1 drivers as of so far, everything is very close. So, Scarito now takes the lead of the championship for the first time. 16 races in and suddenly finds himself up in P1. He's been very consistent, to be fair to him, and the last couple of races found some really good qualifying pace. So Scarito, leading the way by 3 points from Webstappen, former leader, who unfortunately has decided he wants to no longer take part this season, which I tried to convince him not to, but you know, to each their own, didn't want to continue. Zodak now sits in 3rd place. He's slowly moving back up, but now finds himself almost 33 points down, 32.5 points behind the lead, so still in it, but a bit of work to do. Marshall 1 point further back in 4th. Then we've got Just Run absolutely storming up the leaderboard, putting some really consistent drives as of late. I mean, I know everyone thinks he should be in Tier 1, but to be fair, he hasn't been untouchable. It's just been whenever anyone's got near him, they've had a tendency to find the nearest wall. Dan now sits in P6 on 132, 2 points ahead of Hyder, who won't be taking part tonight due to a race ban. Neither will Cayley, who sits in P8. Hepburn in P9, shown really good pace but struggled to keep it on the track on 81 points. Fate G's in 10th on 69 points, Matty in 11th on 60, HK in 12th on 43, Viper in 13th on 38, Kane in 14th, I've just seen now from Ember on it background, Spinato in 15th, Zeb who's left in 16th, Camu 17th, Brooks 18th, Fox 19th. I'll have a quick run through teams, then I want to get looking at the track. So Red Bull, dominant lead, not going to be long before they're uncatchable, 369.5. McLaren have pulled away a little bit in P2, 211. Alfa Romeo on P3 on 193. Alpine in 4th on 186. Haas in 5th on 178. Ferrari in 6th on 159.5. Williams in 7th, 126. Mercedes in 8th on 77. AlphaTauri in 9th on 48, and Aston Martin in 10th on 24. Right, let me get to track. I don't want to miss any more than I have to.
That was Zodak in the Alfa Romeo going round whilst we had the...
Oh, he's having a nightmare.
I think he's got rear wing damage. He went backwards into the barrier.
That's not ideal.
Talking of rear wing damage, I need to get that running in the background so I can see. True professional. I forgot to start SimHub.
Zodak not having the best of times so far, bless him.
Oh, we didn't announce it's Hobo's birthday.
Well, I mean, he's had enough announcements today.
It is Hobo's birthday, so I'm just going to replay the message my son sent to Hobo.
Happy birthday, Hobo!
I was really hoping that you put another one that said "fuck off, Hobo." The one that I haven't heard. So Hepburn puts in a 130.7, first one to get a lap in. Hepburn has shown really strong pace almost every race at some point during it. His issue has been the fact that he can't seem to keep it going the whole way through without having some sort of incident. I think the best I've seen him drive was France, only for there to be a late safety car, and he absolutely bottled it on the restart and dropped it. Hobo 130.8. Yeah, that's alright, I suppose. Drops into P2. Panda in 3rd on a 130.9. Elder then moves the goalpost quite a bit forward. 130.3.
Yeah, Zodak has picked up rear wing damage.
What's Hobo doing? Get out of the middle of the road.
At the moment.
Looks like it. Marshall 131.5. I'm curious to see how the two Mercedes drivers for the day. I'm curious to see how they get on, because they've been a very strong pairing in Tier 2. HKM 149.7. That's, yeah, he abandoned that one. He's going again.
Rapid Durst coming through the S's around Dunlop to the end of Sector 1. 32.6 for Rapid through Sector 1. No idea how that compares to everyone else's time.
Oh, Viper just gone around. I forgot to say it earlier, but thank you for the follow, Crossy. I wasn't actually live. Well, I was live, but I wasn't here at the time, so apologies for that.
Oh yeah, I need to... See, that's how unprofessional Tier 1 commentary is. I've forgotten to post my stream.
Half a job, man. Screetle's on an out lap. Hobo, I'm guessing, is on an in lap. Rapid on a lap? I think Rapid's on a lap. Coming down into the... What is it? Summit Triangle, that Casio Triangle.
Casio Triangle.
That's the one. All I'm doing is thinking back to times I've heard Nevo commentating. So Rapid puts in a 129.2, smashes everybody out of the water with that one, over a second clear of anyone. Josh has gone P3 and a 130.3 as well. That's a good effort. HGM 132.9. Anybody else coming to finish a lap? I don't think so. Scotty's on an out lap.
Screeto's just started his first timed lap.
Hepburn says, hopefully with traction changes next year, consistency will improve. There's some loss of traction at times. This is frustrating. Yeah, totally agree with you, mate. This game has been awful to try and drive, but myself and Rob and Hobo have all had a chance to drive the beta, and things are... It's been a long time since I've been thinking positively towards a launch, but I am... as long as they don't mess with it as it is now, I'd be very happy with
the handling is...
It's 2020-esque. What you can get away with, the way it behaves.
The curbs are better.
Yeah, definitely.
You can, I mean, I can only speak from driving using a wheel, but you can really feel what the car's doing, and you know when a slide's coming, and you can catch a slide. It feels sort of similar to how the F2 drives.
Yeah, I probably agree. There's actually a chance of catching a slide in F2. I mean, obviously it's going to be harder on controller, but the feedback
even
on
from
wheels
my point of view as well, like I'm having to change on this game to full assist, and I was racing no assist.
Yeah, well, this is it. It don't help that you're a bit shit, but never mind.
Yeah,
Screeto's just gone fourth, 130.6. It's nice and I mean, I'm saying it's nice and close. If I just cover Rapid up, like I can't do it on my stream, but I can do it on my screen and just cover his name up. You'd think it's very close. I mean, somebody's got to try and find a second out somewhere. Anybody
Full grid is this TTFL last season.
Mrs. Carl has just joined, so she should get a chance to get a lap or two in. And then I think we're just waiting on Friends. Oh no, Friends is in. Oh, Camera was missing, wasn't he? That's why. So 19 is as much as we will be expecting this evening.
It's nice to have a full grid to watch this time, Elder. It's been a few weeks since we've had a full grid in Tier 1, or even close to a full grid. We've been quite down on numbers, but hopefully, as we were just saying about the beta driving feeling a lot better, hopefully when people get their hands on the new game that's being released even earlier this year, it's out actually at the end of this season.
Yeah, well, I don't want to say too much because this game was completely unrecognisable from when it launched to what it is now anyway, but
yeah, let's hope they don't mess with the handling.
But I'm fairly confident I'll be coming back to race next season. So those of you in Tier 1, be aware that I will be coming back to ram everyone out at way.
I love how you assume you'll get a Tier 1 seat.
I put me in Tier 2, do it, I would love to be allowed in tier 2, but I know I won't be. If it's anything like F2 cars, that will be unreal. I mean, it. I just hope they don't mess with it too much at Burn, because I genuinely enjoyed driving it, and I mean I didn't get to play it for that long because the PC version for some reason just did not run very well at all. Like the frame rates I was getting made it almost like it was giving me headaches to play. But I can sort of expect that from a beta, because things like that, obviously it's going to get more polished, but the actual driving that I did do was very pleasant, and it felt like what you'd expect it to feel like, rather than being worried about spinning at every little touch of your throttle. Rip tier 2 comms. I'm sure someone else will take it on. As much as I've enjoyed commentating, I do miss the racing sometimes.
I'm thinking the same, not from a tier 1 comms point of view.
Ooh, Scottish found pace.
I do enjoy doing the comms, but from a RPR GP2, I think I might be putting myself in the seat.
Yeah, 130.0 of Scott put himself up there. I've missed Shonicus actually putting a lap in, so Shonicus 129.8, still 6/10 to find to Rapid though. Oh, did you? Yeah, but you're fourth.
Yeah, you two said off Scotty.
I was second.
I
at
was
one
second.
point.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
I was waiting for you to fucking talk about it. You're just talking crap.
I've got all this shit to talk. How can you say that? I've listened to your commentaries.
Captain
My
getting
commentaries are amazing.
distracted.
I'm an award-winning commentator.
His own award.
Let's bring the baby in and have a conversation with Lexi for half an hour while stuff's going on.
Crossy comes across, puts in a 132.7, drops into P11.
What we need now is Nevo to jump in the chat as well.
No, nah, too many cooks. And Nevo's a big cook. So that 11th.
Is that cook with a double C instead of a double O?
Oh dear, Frenzy's just starting a lap. I'm not used to having this many cars to try and keep track of, I won't lie. And the names have almost become unfamiliar to me now. Like the people that are in tier 2, I can look at a glance, I can tell who's who, but then I see others in there, and I'm having to like actually read it. Where's Just Run? I'm gonna keep an eye on Just Run. I'm curious to see what he's gonna put in here. Etburn's binned it. He's done exactly what I've been saying he does.
On the exit at Dunlop.
Oh, Frenzy. I think she did get ear lap in it, Ben.
And times are very close.
Ben's car's still there.
Less than a second between 3rd and 9.
It's a good mix as well, actually. I'll say it's a good mix. So, what we got? Got two tier 2 guys running 8th and 9th. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th.
Evening T. Great to have you in the stream again.
That hill has been causing me problems all day. Did you catch the curb on the outside a bit? Just Run coming to the end of sector 2. I'm not really going to know how he's getting on because there's nothing to reference that he's done so far. It's showing purple, but it's not necessarily true. No, he's got good pace though. It's just the last little chicane to negotiate. It's going to be a decent time.
So what you're saying, T, I need to get
31-2 for Just
into
Run.
all my streams so that you're here to watch them all. So Elder, you need to get a PC and get on iRacing.
Mrs. Call coming round to start her first and probably only attempt actually. I don't think she's got time to go again. Crosses line now. Keep an eye on that as she gets further round. Anybody else going to be coming out? People are going to have to start thinking about getting out of that pit lane because I think it's going to be a busy old outlap getting out of each other's way. No, just losing the rear end getting throttle a little too early in the wrong gear. Just take it a little bit easier in race. That's all you can do. It's worth losing a tenth or two if it keeps you keeps all four wheels on your car. So just runs done. Not going to get a chance to come in and out again. So just run going to be 10th at best. So this is what I'm saying. Like just run. He's won. I think he's entered 6 races and won 5. But it's not like he's untouchable on pace. Like Skrito's 6/10s quicker.
But then, as we've seen before, quali pace and race pace, they
True,
don't. You
yeah.
can do one lap pace is great to get you up the grid, but if you can't do that, run a consistent pace, you'll soon find yourself dropping down the order.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I think Panda's just started a lap. Josh is starting a lap. Hobo's about to start a lap. Sounds
This
like
is
me.
Cole just coming up to Casio Triangle now.
You've just perfectly described that, Ben, Rob. Mrs. Call, 132.8. Drops into P15. So I've got some pace to find. Obviously only going to get one real attempt. I think she's got the fuel to keep pushing, but her energy is going to let her down before the end of the lap. Shaunicus
starting a lap.
Viper starting a lap.
Scotty's starting his lap.
Too many cars.
Hobo is on a lap at 32.5 through sector 1, so 2/10 up. That is going to just put him in the 29s. Can he find anything in sector 2 through the hairpin now? Running round. Is this one 130R?
Yes.
And then it's 180R at the top,
Oh.
isn't it? Into Spoon.
Oh, there's 2. No, 130R is the fast one.
I thought that was 180R.
Nah. Pretty sure it isn't. Kingfire's going to come across. Does improve slightly, but no improvement on position. 130.4. No, I thought
Hobo 4/10 up through sector 2.
Josh is improving. Josh 129.9, so Josh goes into P3 right on Shaunicus' tail.
We're keeping it tight.
Oh, it's
29.7
P2 for now. 29.7. Mrs. Carl does improve 32.3, manages to jump 1 position up to 14th. Not the end of the world. I mean, there is the sprint in this as well, so obviously this isn't even the main grid starting positions.
Thornicus is invalidated, so Thornicus won't be improving.
Viper crosses. Does improve 32.9. Crossy doesn't improve. Matty jumps up to 14th on 32.0. Scotty nicks P2. Knocks over down to second row. Good pace from
Elder's
Scott.
6/10 up. He's gonna be in
Marshall
that battle
improves.
for P2.
130.9 jumps his teammate. God, this is mad. Elder goes second now. 129.6. I know. Oh, Rapid just goes even quicker. 29.1. Moves up goalpost yet again. Who's left to go? Anybody? I think, yeah, Panda's abandoned his lap, so that's going to be it. That was a mannequin.
Elder said in my cut he thinks he's got a 29.9 in him, and he goes and smashes in a 29.6. So great lap from Elder. Scotty showing the pace. Since he's got that new kit, Scotty's found a hell of a lot of pace. I know he was always quick, but he's getting up at the front in a lot of races.
Yeah, Scotty's a lot more consistently quick, yeah. I mean, Rapid's blown everyone out at water in qualifying, but second down to what, 6th? 3/10 in it? I think we've got some good races coming in.
And there's a good mix of tier 1 and tier 2 drivers.
Do you want to have a quick run through of this? The only reason I'm saying that is because I've run out of beer and I need another one before race starts. So I'll let you run through this. I'll disappear for a moment.
Okay, so Rapid will take the pole for the sprint. Elder in second, Scotty in third. Hobo Birthday Boy in 4th. Shaunicus in 5th, invalidating that final run. So we don't know what Shaunicus's true pace was. Josh picks up 6th, Panda in 7th, Scarito in 8th, Hepburn in 9th. So his DNF didn't actually drop him down the order. Marshall in 10th, Just Run in 11th, Zodak in 12th, HK in 13th, Matty in 14th, Mrs. Cole in 15th, and then my screen's timed out, so I can't give you the final couple of places. Rapid needs to slow down still. As we were saying earlier, though, Elder, quali pace and race pace, although Rapid is quick in race pace as well.
Is he rapid?
Keep with him. He's quick. He's rapid in quali, he's quick in the race.
Oh dear. Okay, I've got another beer. All is well in the world.
I've just run out of beer. I'm going to have to replace my beer. Oh, look, there you go. My beer's replaced.
I see, I need a fridge up here. The only trouble is there's only one plug, and it's not always on. It's the only one my rig's on, so things aren't going to be cold.
Yeah, you need a little rewire or run it on and
a little
in the other room.
rewire. It's just like you don't have to tear everything up.
Well, is it a single or a double plug
It's a
you've
single.
got? No, single.
Yeah.
I've got a single plug in my shed, and for the pricely sum of £8, I bought a 4-face. It screws in the same as a plug face would, but it gives me 4 individually switched plugs. So I've got the fridge on one and everything else plugged into others. So I just turn off the ones, everything bar the fridge.
It's clever.
Full station, 4-way adapter.
Everybody, bar Viper going for the mediums. I mean, you'd expect... Ooh, where's Rapid going? You'd expect... is there a point in using the hards? The hards might be quicker at the very end, but the mediums are probably going to be quicker over the course of the race. It's nice to see night in cars out.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, I thought the only options in the sprint were the medium or the soft, to be honest.
I think it depends on track, because I know I've run hards in a sprint before. But I think that might have been Spain.
So I think 9 laps on the mediums, they're not going to hit the cliff in 9 laps.
No, they probably won't hit the cliff, but they may not be as quick as the hards by the end. So obviously the hards will start off slower, but they'll sort of remain at a consistent pace.
Evening, Sherry. Have you come to watch Scotty do a Laura and wreck it like Laura wrecked the TT? And yes, I am saying that because I found out about that weeks ago and I kept meaning to drop it in.
Rapid leading everyone finally into the last chicane. Absolutely annihilates the nice little bonker bollards. So everyone will thank him for that, I'm sure. This is where we play the
It's
parking
alright.
game.
Speedy's not here to complain about the marker boards being gone.
Who is and who isn't capable of stopping in a box? I'm not sure why it wants me to be on board with Rapid so much. What is that camera? What use is that to me?
I've got a lovely view of Elder's Halo.
I get a lovely view of Rapid's Halo.
If I go to Scotty, it's showing me the pit exit.
Yes. I think I'm going to have to watch El... Oh no, I can watch... Oh, okay, that's good. 5 lights. They'll go out, but we don't go.
We hear them go.
And then they go. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's like a quick start from an Alpha Tower. Oh, we've got a...
Oh, is it an Alpine round?
Everyone does amazing to avoid him. Jesus. I'm very impressed no one got into contact there. Hobo gets past Scotty off the start. Shaunicus looking to get through as well. Scotty's not having any of that though. Hepburn's got a mega start to P6.
Can he make it through Dunlop though?
Can indeed. So everybody.
Only 8 more times to get through Dunlop. Hepburn.
Oh, damage for Panda. Not sure what that's from. Damage also for Crossy. All these guys a bit further back, I think, have been in the wars a little bit. Scarito's actually caught up to back of him, so they most definitely have been in the wars because he was facing the wrong way.
Scarito got away without damage, even going across the track, so he kept it out the wall on the start.
Yeah, just runs just
Rapids
got past Marshall.
Opened over a second on Eld already.
Yeah, I think Rapid's just going to do his best to disappear out front. HK and Dan Roush having a bit of a moment together.
We're going to have a nightmare at the end of this trying to work out the points from the sprint for Tier 1 and Tier 2.
Oh yeah, that'll be fine. It shouldn't be too difficult. So Rapid, 1.6 clear already. Elder struggling to stay with him.
Not giving up on the back of Hobo, he's keeping him within half a second and closing down that main straight.
Josh has had enough, needed a new wing. I mean, in fairness, unless safety car came out, you kind of out it anyway. Sometimes worth saving your tyres for the main race. Although you don't carry him through, do you?
If it defaulted and put him on the mediums, you'd be using your race set of mediums. Panda has pitted and gone for a set of softs, so he'll be alright. Crossy's pitted and onto the medium. So the tyres Crossy's on now, he'll be having to use in the main race later.
Yeah, it's a bit of a flaw in how it works. I don't understand why it defaults to the tyre that you're going to need.
So Rapid's open 2 seconds out in front. Elder's got a comfortable gap over Hobo before the DRS becomes available. Hobo's going to have to be watching the mirrors because you've got Scotty and Shaunicus. Hepburn isn't far off of the DRS as well. Good slipstream.
Hepburn and Zodak rep in T2. 6th and 7th.
They are teammates in Tier 2, aren't they?
No.
They're not?
No.
Oh, okay. That's going to confuse matters because they're teammates in this.
They are now, yeah, but they're both teammates. Well, Zodak doesn't have a teammate anymore. Hepburn's teammate Hyder carrying a race ban for this week, so made sense to put them together.
Yeah. Do like that Alfa Romeo livery.
Ooh, has Elder made a mistake? He's under a lot of pressure all of a sudden. Might have been a moment through Sector 1.
Yeah, Hobo's closed in a lot and he's lost a lot of ground to Rapid as well.
Rapid, he's all but far enough ahead already, barring any mistakes. But as Quali suggested, 2nd down to 6th, all very close. Then you've got another train led by Zodak down to 10th. Frenzy's starting to break through, he's now up into 11th. And then you've got a few further back, Kingfire and Crossy, sort of in no man's land really.
And they had stopped for new wings and tyres early on, so that's
Scotty
barring a safety car.
Just remember, it's a sprint. You're going to need these positions later.
We're all going to have the DRS on Elder.
Elder's going to look to that inside. Gets it done. Nice move down to turn 1. Elder slots in nicely, doesn't lose too much time. Viper's gone round at the Casio triangle on his hards. So now Hobo becomes the conductor. Everyone else is the carriages. Just made that up on the spot. Felt like it started off well, and then I couldn't think of a better. I couldn't think of a better word for carriages. Zodak. Yeah, Zodak's dropped way off the back Hepburn, so clear pace advantage with these 5 altogether. I mean, there's an even bigger pace advantage out front in Rapid, but these 5 pulling away from the rest of the field.
It's nice to see Hepburn holding on to this group as well. He's not
Vipers round
losing
again.
time to them. Shows how close the pace between Tier 1 and Tier 2
There is a lot of crossover between Tier 1 and Tier 2. This is the thing, like, there's not... Obviously, you've got the drivers like Rapid and Shonicus and stuff that are consistently, like, ballistically quick. And they would be, like, so out of the... Oh, Scarito's having a moment, grass tracking. They'd be sort of placed in Tier 2, but there's a lot of drivers... A lot of Tier 2 drivers that could probably run mid-pack in Tier 1. Oh. Which is why... I mean, I can understand sometimes when people in Tier 2 feel like somebody's too quick to be there, but there's no one to replace them with because they're running the same pace. So it's not like there is a clear divide between the fastest Tier 1 guy and the slowest... Oh, no! Bo's gone round! Oh no!
And all I
Safety
can...
car
there
is
we go.
out.
Now we can sit...
Full safety car.
What? Stop trying to connect to Steam. I don't want Steam. So
Robo's going to end up
that
P9.
works nicely for Elder. That closes...
Yeah, Rapid on that, please.
Rapid. Yeah. Screws Rapid.
I mean, I think he's got the pace to go again. Yeah, I mean, it pretty much suits everybody apart from Rapid, I think, because it had spread out quite a lot. Obviously, the guys like Panda and Viper and Crossy are all going to get a chance to catch back up. Hobo's lucky to have dropped it when he has, because he can switch to softs and get them to the end fairly comfortably from here.
And he's going to be rapid on the softs as well.
Yeah.
If you'll excuse the pun.
Work to do. I mean, depending who pits, still probably going to be looking at maybe 14th, 15th.
But this is going to allow Panda and Viper back in. Cross is in as well and has put the softs on. So that's going to save his mediums for the race as well. So he's done 5 laps on those mediums. So if whether he starts on them or swaps onto them.
Frenzy's box as well. No wings.
Evening Vader.
Softs. Fair enough. The Dan's also in, so this is all good for Hobo. It's reducing the number of cars he loses out to. Unsafe release from LP. Scarito will go past. I think Panda's a bit too far back to get past Hobo. Yeah. Oh, he's pitted anyway, so Hobo comes out 13th after the full wing change. Still a chance to make good positions up. Obviously, is going to be on the quicker tyres. Everybody on mediums down to 11th. And then from Frenzy back, all on brand new softs. So you'd expect these guys to start pushing through, especially Frenzy and Hobo, given how much pace they've shown.
Can't see safety car in this lap, so I don't think we're going to get DRS at the end. But then Japan, there's only the start-finish straight that is DRS.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think your best overtaking opportunity is coming to Sector 1, or even into the Casio Triangle, into the chicane. You can overtake in most places around here, it's just you either need to hope that someone in front of you makes a mistake, or you have to try and set them up and unsettle them. Because there's just that many...
You have to force the error, and just looking at it, we've got 17 drivers still running, so there's only going to be one driver not picking up points. Because Tier 1 and Tier 2, although it's a merged race.
So who's currently running P1? So currently running P1 and Tier 2 then is Hepburn. Zodak in
Hepburn
P2.
and Zodak. And then...
Just run Marshall.
Just running
Scarito. So we've got a gaggle of Tier 2 from 8th to 11th. think everyone's going to...
It
Oh, Crossy's gone round.
like Crossy's
Spoon.
around.
Going to have a bit of a job on to catch up, I think, because I would imagine it's going to be in this lap.
Yeah, it should be in the end of this lap. To give 2 lap sprint to the end. Crossy needs to be careful. His rears are going to be rather hot. Running 99 and 100, so top end of the window for it. That, considering he's only done 1 lap, he's almost up to 20% wear on those.
Oh. Just on the rears or on the fronts as well?
All round, it's 17 on the front, 18 on the fronts, 18 on the rears.
They might not be new tyres. Could have been used in quali.
Used in quali.
Yeah. I think it's going to be close as to whether he catches up. I mean, if he keeps on track, I think
he's on the freshest. He is. He's only on 7%, but then Frenzy only does 1 run in quali anyway on the soft.
Cross is showing us 2 laps on those tyres, as is Viper.
Oh, I think he'll catch up.
So anyway,
he'll just get to the end.
I'm expecting it to come in this lap. There we go, yeah. So, I mean, Rapid's going to back it all up. Crossy, if he keeps it on the track through Spoon, should be pretty perfect. I think he'll catch it just as they start to launch.
Yeah, he's through Spoon. I'm going to guess, looking at how Crossy's car's running, he's a controller driver.
Yeah. The Rapid goes, gets on with it out Spoons. Scotty's been dropped a little bit by Elder. Shonicus looked to have reacted better. Don't think there's any moves going to come though. Nobody's quite close enough. Frenzy has got past Screeto, having said that. So Frenzy looking to get on with it straight away. Hepburn pressuring Shonicus, yeah.
He's right on the back of Shonicus. So make their way through the S's, coming up to Dunlop.
I mean, really, doesn't even need to make a move. I mean, Pride, yeah, but realistically, he's already sat P1 in this championship. Zodak will be fairly happy with being P2 as well, I'd imagine. See if Just Run can start finding some more pace. Been uncharacteristically off the pace today so far. Not slow by any means, but not quite what I'm used to. I've got a car around, Scarito's around again, Hobo's off as well. That's not what he needed. The 2 Alpines, I don't know if they got caught up with each other or not.
Yeah, we did. Scarito got pulled out wides on the curb and then he spun his rears. I tried to avoid him, but I've got an out rear wing, so I'm out.
You've got rear wing.
Yeah,
So,
he clipped my back end, so I'm going to be retiring.
Oh no. You heard it here first.
Oh, no.
It's a worldwide exclusive. Hobo quits.
I forgot for a minute Hobo was in the chat as well.
So it's all spreading out. Oh, Just Run. Just Run's right on the back of Mrs. Call. 1 lap to go. Just Run. I'm going to be trying to chase down Zodak. Try and gain an extra place in the tier 2 standings. Marshall also right there. Obviously this does make a difference to where you start in the feature race as well. So having said that, when Screeto's retiring.
So Hobo, if you can keep running round, you'll get a point.
Oh, got a car off, Viper's off. Don't think he's got any damage. He's just gone round, destroyed some advertising while he's at it. All the front guys look to be fairly evenly spread out. I think the only passes we might see is Zodak and Just Run. Zodak's been very slow through Airpin. Hobo's gone round, I can see on the map. Dan Roush just got past Panda.
Red rear wing, this is one of those tracks where you need the rear downforce, especially through the S's and Dunlop.
Get the telemetry up and see who's got more. It's very similar. Just Run, I would imagine, is going to try and make a move down into this final chicane.
Viper's out.
Oh, yes, yeah. There's a look. He's not quite close enough. I think he's just going to have to settle. Just run for 7th on this occasion. Rapid has won. Oh, it's close. It does hold on.
Very close.
I did catch the leaders winning that, but I want to see if any move was going to be made, so I don't think there's any moves coming now, there isn't. So Rapid does take the win of the sprint. Elder comes in 2nd, Scotty 3rd, Shaunicus in 4th, Hepburn 5th, Zodak 6th, Just Run less than a 10th back in 7th, Mrs. Call in 8th, Marshall in 9th, Frenzy 10th, Panda 11th, Dan 12th, HKM 13th, Crossy 14th, and Hobo in his Formula Ford comes home in 15th. DNFers, Viper Screo, Josh and Mai. Obviously, the points shown by the game won't necessarily be what are awarded when the standings come out, because we'll have to go through them and split things up. Yeah, so confirmation of what exactly I've just said. I do that every time. I read through the results
and then
before the results, and then I have nothing to talk about. Every time.
Rapid, from a tier 1 point of view, Rapid take the win. Elder in 2nd, Scotty in 3rd, Shaunicus in 4th. Then it's Mrs. Cole picks up 5th, Frenzy in 6th, Panda in 7th, and
Hobo?
It's showing Crossy in front of Hobo.
Oh no, I
Yeah,
couldn't
it will
miss
be.
that.
He finished front of me, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Crossy does pick up a point then, yeah?
Yeah. Hobo misses out, and I've completely ruined someone pressed advance, so you can't see the tier 2 points, but
Never mind.
I think it was Hepburn takes the win for tier 2, Zodak in 2nd, Just Run in 3rd.
Someone in 4th.
Yeah, someone else in
Marshall
5th.
was 4th. And then I'm not sure. I'm not going to try and guess anymore. Short break.
I just went to turn my damage screen off, because it's over the screen that's showing your stream, and I just realised that's not actually on my stream. That's just where that window had decided to pop itself up. That bit's gone as well.
One more formation lap. It's a very similar grid, to be fair. Just the absence of some that had incidents.
Tyres. So Rapid and Elder going for the hard. Scotty and Thornicus going for the medium. Hepburn and Zodak going for the hard. Just Run on the medium. Mrs. Carl on the hard. Marshall, Frenzy, Panda on the medium. Dan on the hard. HK, Crossy and Hobo on the medium. Viper going for the soft. Scarito on the medium. Josh on the hard. And Matty on the medium.
I'd be curious to see if anyone off Rogue 2 can challenge the front 2 into turn 1. In theory, they should get a much better launch.
But yeah, I can imagine Shaunicus is going to try and make his way up.
I think that's their only chance against Rapid. If Rapid gets a chance to stay in front for 2 or 3 laps, I think he'll just disappear. Because once Hards have come in, I think he'll be too fast. So really, they've got to try and disrupt him somehow.
Looking at the way the tyres are done, it looks like Tier 2 and Tier 1 have all respectively run similar strategies. I know they're out of position on track, but the top 2 in Tier 1 going for the hard to go long, and the same with Hepburn and Zodak both on the hards looking to go long.
No, you're right. Rapid destroys the bollard again. 1 year they're just going to make that out of titanium.
Yeah, they need to speak to iRacing and see what those bollards at... Oh, they're not even bollards. The tyre barriers at Alton Park are made out of. They're evil.
Has everybody managed to make it into the box? Just Run misses it. Shawnicus misses it. That's not going to help Shawnicus's attack into turn 1.
It gives him a little bit more
Just waiting on Josh
ground
to drop
to
in.
get the launch running.
Here he goes. Got a good camera again. Makes a nice change. We'll see if they actually update it so the lights are accurate next game as well. There we go. Ooh, Scotty get a good launch. Only
Elder got a great launch
him, yeah.
there on Rapid. Is up the inside into turn 1.
Yeah, takes it. Some
Looks
moves
like
going on
Scotty's...
further back.
I thought Scotty was going to try and challenge that as well.
I'll tell you what, Zodak's had a nightmare, down to 9th. Dropped several places. Hobo's got off to a good launch, up into 12th. Just Run looking to attack Mrs. Carlyle. Obviously she's on the hards as opposed to Just Run on the mediums. Nothing doing so far. If there's one thing to say for Mrs. Carl, she is very consistent. And very difficult to pass on occasion. Just Run does get it done though.
Round the outside. Using that better traction out the hairpin there.
Yeah, so much more grip on offer. Frenzy now looking to get past as well. Zodak under pressure from Marshall. Zodak really just needs to try and play the long game now. Obviously on the slower tyre at the minute. Frenzy's already passed Mrs. Score.
Has got it done on the run up to 130R.
We've got an absolute train at the front. Rapid all over the back of Elder. Scotty's right there as well. As is Shawnicus. I think Rapid's going to want to get this done sharpish. Close into 1, but I don't think close enough. Nope, going to sit behind for now. So the front 4 starting to break a little bit. Hepburn's about a second back. I think Just Run's probably had one of the better starts in Tier 2. I mean, Hepburn's done everything he needed to, in fairness.
Just Run's going to have to be looking in his mirrors though for Frenzy, trying to find a way through.
Yellow flags, HKM and Crossy. Zodak. Oh, was that? Marshall's gone round. Marshall going to lose
Dropped it.
quite a bit of time. Come round just under
On
there.
the exit, the second
Fucking
deck
Murdered
now.
me, Marshall.
Frenzy's got past Just Run.
Shut the door on me. Yeah, well, and yeah, because them two, they're commentating, so I'm muted.
Not now, you know.
No, you're not muted.
Oh shit, sorry. Yeah, Marshall nearly killed me, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. See you later, correspondent.
No worries. Bye.
Rapid's going to look for a move. Looks to the outside. The camera's useless. He's going to make it work,
He's
though.
got it done though.
Oh, yeah. Elder's hanging
Has
in
he?
there. Scotty's absolutely glued to him. He could try and pull something really cheeky here. Go left, Scott. Go left.
Shawnicus ain't even letting it go.
That's a bit naughty from Elder. Moves a little bit late. Scotty's going to lose out. Elder did look to cut Scotty off a little bit. Bit of a reaction move. So that's brought Hepburn right back into it. Frenzy as well.
Frenzy's not far off this
Yeah.
as well. We've got DRS this time around. Just Run needs to try and close up through the middle
Hobo
sector.
around the outside. The Dunlop.
Got a
Viper's
yellow
round.
for Viper.
In fairness, it doesn't start spreading out massively until you get to like 13th.
Yeah,
there's little gaps,
Scorito,
but
it's where a few drivers have had a moment. They're the only ones that have dropped off the pack, really.
yeah. Nice average pace going on so far. Just Run. It's just about staying with Frenzy. I don't think he's got as much pace.
Frenzy's going to get a nice toe off of Hepburn up towards
Yeah, I think
130R.
Hepburn's best advice to just let him go and try and use him a little bit. Ooh, that
was close.
Shonicus is going past Elder. Is he? Yep. Scotty's going to be looking here as well.
Scotty's going to try and get it as well. He needs to stick with Thornicus and get that toe.
Easy move. DRS. No DRS for Elder on that one. Frenzy's past Hepburn. So now the battle for the tier 2 lead is getting closer. Just Run on the back of Hepburn. But again, Just Run really needs to get past and break. Obviously on the quicker tyre. The minute Viper's out, that's going to be a safety car, I think. Yep, it is indeed.
It is.
Full safety car deployed.
Oh, that was Hepburn round.
Oh no. Not again,
The
Hepburn.
worst possible time. He was sitting so comfortably in, well, first for tier 2.
I mean, not out by any stretch. Not out of it. I think it's a bit early for people on mediums to pit for odds anyway. So it kind of just neutralises this. Unless
Elder struggling with stick drift again. Elder, man, get a wheel. No stick drift on wheel.
it just drifts if you've had too much to drink.
Yeah, which is why I don't race on a Friday night, so I can get drunk. And just watch everything weave around on screen. It's great fun. To be fair, I used to drive GP2 very drunk.
Hepburn says way too much curb. That's unlucky, mate. You're looking
Buy
good.
me one.
I mean, what happens now then? So, leading tier 2, Just Run. Zodak, Hepburn's still P3 in tier 2. Zodak now inherits P2, so these two... I mean, it's not probably as bad as it could have been. Hoblo's going to take a gamble on pit. Going to be brave.
I had to. I hit the back of Kingfire.
Oh, well, there you go then. Hobo needs a new wing.
Buy me one then, Rob. As much as I would love to buy everyone a wheel so they can experience racing on a wheel, when I bought the wheel I use, I had to buy my wife something of equivalent value, and if I start doing that for everyone in the league, I'm going to end up bankrupt within a week. So as much as I'd like to, unfortunately not. But I do have a lot of selling sites on my Facebook, so I see a lot of kit come up. I mean, message me after the race if you've got a budget in mind. I will find something that works.
There you go. Rob is Dalboy.
Yeah, Moylan knows what I'm like when it comes to sending links to stuff to buy.
Yeah, but I didn't get a bargain. I got full price, is what I got.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I originally sent you the DD Pro and then said, but they also do this, and you chose to go that way.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for going that way.
That's like saying, do you want Honda Civic Type S, or do you want Honda Civic Type R, or do you want
an NSX?
Yeah.
Yeah. The difference is,
do you want a V6
or
Mustang,
an NSX?
or do you want a V8 one? Josh just got passed down.
No, the smallest Mustang they do now. They can't hear you on my stream. Why can't they hear you on my stream?
I don't know.
Because you're on Discord, probably. You're on the PC or you're on the...
Yeah, we're both on PC on Discord.
I don't know.
no.
Do you have desktop audio on?
I do now, because...
Oh, have I been muted on your stream the whole time?
Yes. So
Wonderful.
I apologise, everyone. You've missed Moyland.
What is happening between
As I say,
Josh
every
and
week
Dan?
my audio is an absolute mess.
I think Josh has overtaken Dan, and Dan's trying to get it back. So Josh needs to go off track in order to get that back, but it's
Well, I
not
mean,
happening. Dan keeps doing that.
I don't see
Josh is trying to go AI as well.
how he got past him. I don't understand. I mean,
Josh is listening to the stream, then he needs to go off track.
well, I mean, the best thing Dan can... I mean, he's not going to solve it doing this. The game's not going to allow it, but the best thing he could have done is just reported it.
Yeah.
Not
Don't
worst
fix
case,
it
3
about
people
that,
between me and just... Yeah. I mean, you're not out of it by any stretch yet, Ben. You're still on the harder tyre compared to Just Run, so in theory you should be faster at the end. These two are still going at it.
So, Elder, if I was...
A penalty.
Oh, on-board commentator hops in as well. But if I was talking to the voices in my head, Elder, you won't be able to keep up because there's that many of them. But no, Moyland has been here from the start. It's just my Streamlabs decided to do, as it does every week, screw my audio.
That's it. Blame the program. Oh dear. Well, I could have seen that coming.
I'm gonna get a penalty for this as well.
You just have to accept it, mate, I'm afraid. Hey, dearie me. Dan's retired it on track as well. Well, for want of a better way of putting it, and not feeling diplomatic, that was a shit show. Anyway, taking away from the fact that Rapids restarted us, Shaunicus is right on him though. In fact, Shaunicus is going to have a look. Oh, Rapids wide, he's off. He's done well, to be fair there. There's not usually that much grip available out there. Does hang on to it though. Scotty's
right on the back of
Scotty's desperate to get involved.
Elder not letting go either. They've got Frenzy close behind them. Starting to drop Gust Run.
Yellow flags for something. It's Josh that's gone round. I think Shaunicus needed to get that done.
I know Thornicus messaged me the other week asking about the telemetry settings, and it's still not working. I know he's set everything up right, so I'm not sure what's going on there, which is a little annoying because I can't see the difference in tyre wear. But I can look between Scotty and Elder, and opposite tyre compounds, and they're very similar on tyre wear. But then I think the mediums and the hards, there's not that much difference early on in the pace, in the wear between them.
Scotty, ooh, Scotty's up the inside. Oh, close. Not happening on that occasion. Scotty's looking very racy. Josh is out in the pits. How's Hepburn doing? Hepburn's... I don't want to look at him actually. I'm not going to mention it. Scotty's picked up a penalty. That's not ideal. Easily done around here though, and it's usually a running wide rather than a cutting.
Yeah, I'm hoping penalties are improved next game. They felt like it in the bit of running I did. They didn't seem to...
I don't have a problem with getting penalties so long as I've gained time. If I've lost time, then I don't understand
why you get one.
Cross has just picked up a penalty for his troubles. Scotty's still very much there. Rapid not able to break away quite like he was last time, but again, he is on the hards compared to the mediums. That safety car period will have given the mediums a bit more longevity. Panda's leading the second group at the moment. Hepburn looking at Mrs.
I've just
Carl.
jumped on with Scotty.
Oh, is he round?
Scotty round into turn 1, and he's got to wait
yeah.
for
He's gonna
pretty
have to
much the
hold his breath
entire
here.
field to go through.
Elder's round 2.
The contact, or is he just did Scotty drop it on his own? Elders.
I think
round.
Scotty dropped it. I don't know. I was just jumped on with Scotty, and it gave me a very odd view.
I wonder if the contact between a couple of cars there. So Elders dropped to 12. Scotty dropped to 15th.
Scotty's got, I'd say,
Disappointing.
end plate damage.
Unlucky for Scotty. He was showing good pace on that. Rapid has been let off in all that. He's 1.3 clear of Shonicus. These two pretty clear of everyone else. Friends is in no man's land. No person's land, sorry, I can't say no man's land in this day and age. King Fi flirting with the edge of DRS with Just Run. Hepburn's right back with Just Run, so Tier 2's back on.
Your political correctness, I'd say no toaster land.
No attack helicopter land. Hepburn. I'd be curious to...
Hobo getting past Mrs. Carl up towards the Casio Triangle. He got that done through 130R.
You can see tyre wear, can't you?
Yes.
What's the difference between Just Run and Hepburn?
Hepburn 35s all round, Just Run 38. So it's only a couple of % difference between the medium and the hards.
Hepburn's through though. Got it done.
Oh no, that's Panda, sorry. Hepburn on 36, Just Run on 39s.
No, pretty much same.
Yeah.
Marshall around the outside of Zodak. Is that going to work? I don't think so. Good effort. Nice idea. Didn't quite get it done, unfortunately. Good racing, though. Gave each other space. Oh, Zodak slow on exit. He's through now. Marshall makes his way up into 9th, which is a net 3rd, actually, in Tier 2. That's for the podium positions then.
Hobo back up into 7th. But Ferrari and McLaren for Tier 1 having a very good race at the moment from a constructor's point of view.
Yep. I'd be curious to see if Hepburn can close up to the back of King Fi, actually. I think he had more pace earlier on. Oh, who's that? Where's Obo going? That like a little cheeky corner cut to me. Gonna be potentially looking at moving to
Got
one.
the DRS.
Got it done though. Just Run has to concede, so I mean not really in the same fight.
This is where the tactical brain comes into play.
Well, you want to stay near your rivals without costing yourself too much time to people that don't really matter.
And then try and use those
those with
in
extra
the
pace.
opposite tier to give you the toe to keep you out of trouble from everyone behind. Just Run probably wants to try and close up that gap to Hobo to pull himself along into Hepburn.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure he's got the pace though. I mean, remembering obviously that Just Run was in front of Hepburn a couple of laps ago. Seems to be struggling a little bit of pace today. Mrs. Carl's also starting to catch Just Run.
The mediums are just hitting the 45% mark, so they're gonna start dropping off. I know Hepburn's hards are 42s,
Elder.
44 on the rear right.
Elder right on the back of Scritty, who in turn is on the back of Zodak. So Elder up to 11th, soon to be 10th, I would imagine. Probably going to wait for DRS. Ooh, Zodak's a little bit deal. Got a car round, sounds like a Mercedes. It's Marshall. dropped it on the way into the final corner, actually, of all places. So Marshall losing a
Panda
couple of
into the
places.
pits.
3 places, actually, in terms of Tier 2. Oh,
So
HDM has to give it back for an illegal overtake.
Elder does get past Zodak with the DRS and start finish straight, which moves him up into 8 with Panda having pitted.
We missed Obo getting past Hepburn. Sorry, Obo. So
Yeah,
Rapid has disappeared yet again.
it's great having a full grid, but it's
It's
so
hard
difficult
work,
trying to
yeah,
watch
keeping
it
track of everything.
especially with how close the battles are through the grid as well.
There's been a lot going on, to be fair. This is called... So Just Run's dropped any sort of DRS from Hepburn. This is called still just about within it. Pretty soon they're going to have Elder coming up behind. So this group's going to have another fast car coming through within the next few laps, I would imagine.
It's almost like multi-class racing.
Well, yeah,
It's not quite that extreme because the fast runners from Tier 1 aren't just demolishing the field. But from a mindset perspective, they need to be thinking along that multi-class line. Your fight's not with the Tier 1 drivers or the Tier 2 drivers, it's your fight's with your tier.
Just Runs in the box. Jumping onto the hards. Gonna come out behind Panda. Yeah. Yellow flag. Screeto's out. Screeto's binned it. That might be another safety car. It is. So that's going to be expensive for King Fight and Just Run. Both just pitted under normal conditions. It's a blessing for the likes of Crossy and Scotty. Again, I think Rapid will be a bit frustrated. Done everything right so far, but keeps getting everyone dragged back up to his back end. What's penalties like? So 5 seconds turbo. Could save that in pits if you wanted. Obviously on the safety car, be cheaper. Crossy and Scotty both on 3.
Will, but he won't be able to put an appeal in to have it removed, but then he's going to have... I think Hobo's going to have to pit whatever happens.
Can't
So
pit
it
yet
would be
though. Because he's only got the mediums to go to, and they'll not last. They've already done 4 laps. Oh, this is not good at all. Unless
or
you
it's going
bring
to
a
put
set
him
of
on,
softs into it later.
or it might put him on the sprint mediums.
I think they get returned. Don't think you can save them.
Hobo stayed out. Sean Lucas has come in.
I don't think
Frenzy's come in, they've boxed.
Zodak stays out too. Zodak's going to come out with P3.
I think the mediums will... I think the mediums will make it to the end without hitting puncher territory.
There's already 4 laps on Obos though, because he's pitted once. So it's going to be a 17 lap stint on him. I mean, it might be doable, but it would be risky.
It's probably best then to try and pray for a...
Really, it needed to be another few laps in, yeah.
Either another few laps in, or he needs a late safety car and be able to come in, clear the penalty, clock on softs to the end. Elders just said in the chat he span because he had to avoid Scotty's spin.
Rain in 10 minutes, by the way, guys. Rain in 10.
Oh, that's why he stayed out.
That's why he stayed out. He did say earlier on there was rain on the way.
Well, that could shake things up. Rapid, obviously, very fast in the dry. Will that pace translate to the wet?
I'm going to leave things in your capable hands for a moment while we're under safety car. I'll be back.
Okay, okay. There's not really anything to talk about, but okay. So, we're saying rain in 10 minutes. What's everybody on? Rapids on brand new mediums. Shonicus on brand new hards. Frenzy on hards. Hepburn hards. This is Carl mediums. Elder mediums. Zodak yet to pit. Starting third. If that rain comes... I mean, it says 10 minutes. I'm guessing it's saying 10 to 15 minutes. So really that could be anything from 10 to 25 minutes. Because it's very vague in that period. So that really needs it to come sooner rather than later on those tyres. Hobo Marshall should be okay, albeit a bit slower than everyone else. Obviously the rest are all on new enough tyres to not need to worry about anything like that. But then it all depends on whether it gets wet enough. A few weeks ago, Rapid Pixel Racing had their races around here. Also a sprint, coincidentally, actually. It rained in the sprint and then dried, or stopped raining, sorry, but never actually dried up. And then we had the exact opposite in the main race where it rained, everybody thought it wasn't going to rain enough, and then all of a sudden it just switched and instantly got wet. It's a very weird track for weather, Suzuka. Hobo, I was going to say he needs Rapid to come under attack, but I don't really think there's anyone that's going to have the pace of the tyres to attack him. His closest contender in Shonicus is now on the hards, he's on the mediums, so he's going to be quicker anyway. Zorak in the middle on very worn out tyres. Don't think he's going to be able to contend too much. There's not really anyone else around to put a challenge in. Obviously Elder's a long way back. Scotty's right at the back, starting 14th. But we'll see what happens. Safety car should be in this lap, and is indeed. Bobo gets his weave on. Very little weaving going on behind. Oh, there we go. Now they've all oh, it's all bunched up a little bit. I think we'll have a little ride with Zorak on this one.
Timing for getting back in here. Spot on.
Just as we restart. Bobo does get away pretty well, actually. Oh, just runs off. Just runs round coming out of the Cassie. Oh, was it end at wall? Crosses it at the end of the pit wall. Oh my.
He caught that bump.
Yeah, full on. Smashed his front wheel off. I think we might get away without another safety car since we're so close to the restart. So Zodak currently leading tier 2 as a result of this. He does have a bit of free air in front to play with. Front to have disappeared.
Rapids right on the back of Hobo though. Hobo's gonna be praying this rain comes soon.
And much more grip available. Elder trying to go around the outside of Mrs. Cole. Mrs. Cole's going to fight it though. Still side by side on the run down to Spoon. Going to be a compromised line. Elder does manage to hang on. Had the outside and a more sweeping line in. Hepburn's right on the back of Frenzy. Who in turn is right on the back of Marshall. Rapid. I'll look to the outside potentially. No. Going to wait. Looking for a better exit.
On the very used hards compared to Frenzy behind, he's going to come under pressure.
Here comes Rapid. There goes Rapid. Rapid moves up to P1. Shonicus moves up to P3, gets past Zodak. Frenzy gets past Marshall. Hepburn also gets past Marshall around the outside. Lovely opportunistic move from Hepburn. Marshall losing out twice in one go.
Marshall won the 12-lap old hard,
Yeah,
so
he's gonna be
he is
struggling.
going to be compromised. Hepburn looking very wobbly through the first part of the S's there, but keeps it together.
Shonicus right on the back of Hobo. Obviously got a lot more tyre life. Rapids already 3.5 seconds. I'm guessing Hobo must have had a moment.
At a moment.
There we go. Yeah. Eld gets past Marshall. Marshall now drops to 9th. This is Carl catching up as well. Scotty's struggling a little bit. Definitely not got that edge that he had earlier on for his spin. Hepburn on Frenzy maybe. Gonna back out of it. Frenzy on Zodak though. No, has to back out of that. Zodak runs wide through 130R. Hepburn might be looking at trying to get a double move done here. Frenzy's pushing to get by Zodak. Frenzy I think is going to get it done into turn 1. Does indeed.
Hepburn not quite close enough to follow that through.
No, this is now the lead battle between these two, between Zodak and Hepburn, as far as Tier 2 is concerned. And they are teammates for a day, so you are really going to want to be the front car in this. If it starts raining, you're going to want that priority service. There is a queue starting to form. King Fi's there. Elder's looking for a move on King Fi actually. Going to be the outside line. So there, pin. He's too deep. He's on the grass. That's going to make him very slow. Loses a place. Loses 2 places. Marshall and Mrs. Carl.
Back behind Mrs. Carl and coming under pressure from
Scotty.
Scotty as well. Scotty taking the science line through that corner, but keeping it out of the barrier this time around.
Hepburn's past Zodak. Exit a spoon. Hobo's actually starting to pull away from Shonicus again. Second in it now. So showing good pace on old tyres.
Oh, stick drift for Elder again. That's why Randy.
Shonicus is going to have some company from his teammate pretty soon as well. Frenzy's running quicker at the moment. Hepburn's trying to go with him. Elder's just got back past Marshall, yeah. Scotty's right there.
Panda closing in towards Zodak and Hepburn. He's actually closing into Zodak quite nicely. He's taken 4/10 out of him through the S's.
Yeah, Zodak's tyres are going to be screaming. Really needs. The trouble is, if it doesn't rain until like lap 24, 25, it might even be puncture time before he gets a chance to get onto wets.
He's 48s on the front, 42 on the rear. So he's got
not too bad then. They will probably do full race distance. Thinking of that.
His setup's compromising his front end grip, which is going to hurt him round here because he's not going to have the grip on turning.
It's raining.
Rain has arrived.
Ooh.
Who's going to be brave? Hepburn's closed back in within DRS Frenzy. We may see that get disabled any moment though. So Hepburn will want to get this done if he can. Scotty's got past Marshall.
Elder's on the back of Mrs. Cole's DRS.
Marshall's going to be brave. Stick the minters on. Needs it to get very wet very quickly for this to work. It's not looking anywhere near wet enough at this moment in time. But I know how quick it can change around Suzuka.
Can, but then I've known Suzuka to be starting to rain and it never get to the point they disable DRS.
Fair point.
So if you can keep your tyres in the temperature window, you'll be alright.
Definitely no standing water at the moment. King Fight. Right on the back of Zodak. Zodak's struggling for exit speed at the minute. Can't find a way past. Hepburn looking comfortable yet again. I don't want to curse him, but he's looking good. Obviously, his rival was Just Run, who's in turn ended up down in 12th.
Just opening that gap over Zodak. I know Zodak's on very much more used tyre.
Yeah, these guys, you would think they should just about be far enough apart to avoid a slow double stack at this point. If the rain does come heavy enough. Zodak's really wide. Gets a penalty for his troubles.
The rain does look to be getting...
It's not getting wet though.
There's more rain showing on my spectator view than there has been the last lap, but
Yeah,
like I say,
Marshall's
there's
losing
no
a lot of
puddles
time,
forming.
Really struggling for grip. The longer he's out there, the more these are going to overheat.
Holding on to the back of Zodak. Sorry, Ben holding on to Frenzy.
I think he's genuinely got a similar pace to Frenzy, to be honest. Although having said that, Frenzy is on the hards, isn't he?
They're opposite tyre strap, but...
Zodak, Panda and Elder all very close together again. Elder's got back to where he was before he went for a wander off onto the grass at the outside of their pin.
I must say, I'm really impressed with how well the Tier 2 drivers are holding on to the Tier 1 drivers.
Elder's just had a nudge of Panda's rear wheel. To be fair to him, they're not bad drivers by any stretch. Some of the racing I've seen has been really good in Tier 2. Elder,
certainly showing they've got the pace to keep with
definitely
everyone. So
I think the main difference between a lot of Tier 1 and Tier 2 drivers is purely the consistency factor. Like the pace, the pace in Tier 2 on occasions is really fast, but it's just not there every time. So that's in. He's getting off these odds. I'm guessing this has got to be for Inters. Gonna have to roll the dice. Is it for Inters? Softs?
good.
No. Doesn't think it's gonna get wet enough. Interesting.
Yeah, unless the rain. There's 5 laps to go. The rain is fairly consistent. You're probably better off on the soft.
Well,
They'll hold the temperature.
What has happened? Oh wait, no, nothing. Never mind. I'm going to say what's happened to Panda and Elder, but nothing. They were behind Zodak, weren't they? Not Hepburn.
Yeah.
This is Carl's coming back with these two as well.
Right on the back of Panda.
Good little battle this. Scotty's also starting to come back at this, so the two Red Bulls closing in on the back of Panda and Elder.
I think Panda's holding Elder up a little, which is just allowing everyone behind to close up. And this is where the whole overall pace between the two tiers, it's when you're in a battle with someone, you're looking in your mirrors.
Elder's struggling for straight line speed. Pulls out of that slipstream and can't make any inroads. I mean, obviously DRS is going to come in now, which is going to help. It's a really good exit. Much better exit. This surely got to be the move now. Not going to be as straightforward as I thought it would, though. Does get alongside, does have a high ground. Into one. Where's Panda? Still just about trying to fight it. Gonna have to concede though. So Elder does get through eventually. Makes his way up into P6, but a lot of work to do to get any higher up from here.
Took a lot of curb as well through 1 and 2.
Mrs. Carl's just pitted for Inters.
I wouldn't be riding those curbs because I've been thrown off them and into the barrier so many times.
See, the silly thing is now, we got like 4 or 5 laps including this one. So 4 more laps after this. You might think now, oh well, it's beyond the point of it being worth pitting, but if it does get wet enough for inters, you can make over 10 seconds a lap on people on the slicks. Like, Marshall now, say nobody wanted to pit, if everyone wanted to gamble it, he could still be in this. As silly as that sounds, if it gets wet enough, quick enough, it could make a lot of time. So Rapid's going to stay out. I think it is getting heavier. Hobo's definitely struggling for grip compared to what he's had before. Hepburn's now dropped off the back of Frenzy, but that's kind of irrelevant to him anyway. I know he'd like to be
Hobo's hards are 19 laps out, so he's almost double the wear of those around him, tyre life wise.
Scotty's on the back of Panda. Run down to turn 1. Gonna get it done. Nice move from Scott. Oh, Panda's gonna hang it around the outside though. Oh, I mean, weren't much space given there by Panda. Did squeeze him, very much so.
Definitely heard contact.
Yeah, I don't think Scotty will be pleased with that one. He did very much get squeezed on that apex.
So it looks like we've got a full grid for RPR afterwards as well.
Oh, there you go. It's a good evening for a very rare good evening for league racing F122.
Especially as we're coming up to the end of life of F122.
Yeah. Still not wet enough.
Don't think it's that annoying point. It's not wet enough to just absolutely make the call. So Mrs. Cole's
your flag, Panda. Panda's
8
gone round.
seconds off of Zodak. I know Zodak's on the softs, but I'll keep an eye on that gap as Zodak has a moment through Spoon. So he's just lost half a second to Mrs. Cole. Don't know if the softs are
disabled. There we go. So here we go then. Who's going to be brave enough? Scotty's in. It could still be worth it.
Hobo's going to hate this. He was just past the pits.
If it keeps getting wetter and wetter, it could definitely be worth it.
So, Rapid, Hobo, Thornicus, Frenzy, Hepburn, Elder. Yeah,
so the bottom 3 are all on inters. Everybody else still on slicks. So let's see the gap between Mrs. Call and Zodak, because Zodak's on soft. So in theory, he should be quicker, unless it's wet enough. And it looks to be pretty equal at the minute between them two.
It's been saying about that 8-second mark. If anything, Zodak's opened it a little.
Yeah.
He had that moment and dropped to 7.5.
What's Rapid gonna do? Rapid stays out.
Go, there's 2 more laps.
Obviously that Hepburn's out! Hepburn!
No!
For the love of God! Ah, did every bit of hard work.
Oh, and his car's ended up in a horrible place on the exit of 130R.
Hepburn says he actually wants to commit. What are you doing to me, Hepburn? Oh dear, this is what I was saying. This is a point that we're making about Just Run. He is not unbeatable by any stretch. It's just Hepburn that has a love affair with walls. Panda's in for inters. It's going to have to get very wet on this last lap for Rapid to lose this.
It is starting to look wet, but I don't think Rapid's got anything to worry about. Hobo's on 21 lap old hards.
Well, I mean, the closest one in inters is what? Mrs. Carl? And she's 50 seconds off the lead. It's not going to get wet enough quick enough.
Just gone round Spoon. They've only got one more lap to do, and you're looking at 1:30. So he ain't gonna have anything to worry about behind him, I don't think.
Lifted to avoid it actually spinning through there, but actually made me spin. Yeah, mate. What you like? So Just Run's inherited leader tier 2 and all that. HKM's actually not that far off back of him. 3 seconds.
His fronts are on 73%. I mean, they'll see the lap out.
Everybody's
Oh,
gonna
big
stay
difference in the wear between HKM and Just Run. Just Run's on 40% on the hard. HKM's on 70%. Elder's on
sick of this.
the same
almost there,
age
bud.
tyres, but only just hit 60% on the rears.
It's all looking wetter now. It's come a bit late to do anything, but it's going to be a tricky couple of last sectors.
I think Hobo's going to be under pressure from Shawnicus at the end of this.
Yeah, I don't think it's good. There's an advantage to be had though now. I think the age of these tyres is going to be a little bit irrelevant because it's not about slicks anymore. Oh, he's slow out of there. I mean, the 5-second penalty is there, but that will be removed. So this is for P2. I will keep an eye on Rapid this time because I missed his winning sprint. Friends is there as well if these two mess up.
Elder's not that far off the back of him either.
So Rapid will take P1. Been a brilliant performance. Pole position, sprint win, and now feature win. Really good race from Rapid. Almost untouchable. Hobo, is he going to hang on? He is going to hang on. 23 laps. The mods have done. Brilliant race from Hobo. Good performance. Does drop for that 5 seconds, but I can't see that not getting removed.
That was the safety car chaos, wasn't it? The
it came from a car that wasn't even on the track. Just Run will come home and win tier 2. Really hasn't driven badly, but I didn't think showed tier winning pace, but sort of had it gifted yet again.
HKM takes second place. Zodak takes third in tier 2 on track.
And here come the gamblers. Unfortunately, didn't pay off for him. I mean, I would have said at this point this was perfect for what they needed, but it just came 3 or 4 laps too late. Copy paste my weekends. Yeah, you seem to have got a thing yet, Boom. Your pace is always good. It's just keeping you on that track. Hobo gets driver of the day. I think if Rapid hadn't been so dominant, I'd have been tempted to agree, but he has been like pretty much untouchable.
He opened the gaps. He dealt with the safety cars. He just it looked on my screen with the podium there like there were 2 people in second, but it weren't. It was the Ferrari team rep for the constructors.
Zodak says couple more laps and he would have got past Wi-Fi password. For anyone who's not aware, that's the affectionate name for HKMTY, LMZ. Hepburn says, when I go to back off and be safe, that's when I spin. I mean, that's when it'll get you.
Backing off.
That's been my problem for a long time. If ever I've been winning a race and I think I'll be sensible now, guaranteed that's when I'll have an incident because your focus starts to wander.
So overall standings or results from the feature race: Rapid takes a win, Shawnicus in second, Frenzy the final, podium in third, Hobo in fourth, although with that penalty removal will move back up into second, Elder in fifth, Just Run in sixth, Wi-Fi password in seventh, Zodak in eighth, Mrs. Carl in ninth, Panda in 10th, Marshall in 11th, Scotty in 12th, Hepburn classified in 13th, so we'll still get some points for it.
Mm-hmm.
And And then the non-finishers were Crossy, Scorito, Josh, Dan, Viper, and Matty. And then that will all be broken down.
Yeah, the points
for
kind
the
of
result.
irrelevant what it's saying anyway, so there were no point in going through them.
Everything will be broken down, ready for the actual results for Tier 1, Tier 2, and I will
And such.
try and remember to actually screenshot the actual results rather than just the stand-ins for next week, so everyone knows where everyone ended up.
Hepburn says it. Fucking may just send it a full race. Appreciate you trying to avoid saying I was doing well to try not to curse me. That's because if ever I've been racing and someone's talking about me, as soon as I hear someone talking about me, I'm guaranteed to drop it. And I'm always aware that you have the stream on, so I didn't want to say it, but unfortunately you did it on your own anyway. Yeah, that were a pretty entertaining race overall, I think. I enjoyed it.
That was certainly more entertaining than it would have been with 2 10-driver races going on. There was battles all through the field, which was really nice to see.
Yeah, pretty respectful racing. There were a couple of bits of contact in there, but I don't think they were particularly terrible racing, but you know. Yeah, I don't have too much more to say. Where are we next week? Let's have a quick look. Marsh says, lots to think about that race. Dodgy dives from Tier 1 guys and just run not his usual self. Interest in GG's Tier 2. As always, obviously, if anyone feels like they've been wronged, please use the report system. I know everyone may not always agree with what gets decided, but it is unbiased. I can guarantee that it is looked at by more than one person.
There's 6 stewards in TTFL.
Yeah, there's plenty of people to look at it, and it is worth mentioning that if anyone is ever involved who is a steward, they are forbidden from commenting on anything they're involved in. Next week, that's what I was looking at. So Melbourne, yeah. So coming up to the back end of the season now, 6 races to go. So Melbourne, Baku, China Sprint, Interlagos, Hungaroring, and Silverstone Sprint, final race of the season on launch day of F1 23. So we can all stick a middle finger up to F1 22 together. That's 23 launches. I agree to tell them, but I think the outcomes are right. I like Melbourne. Well, start doing well, Marshall. Who's outside with a fan on? Oh, it's Jake.
Where are you coming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well,
Why Toba here then?
because he's muted himself.
He
that's
was
why.
racing. He was our in-race correspondent.
Anyway, I'm ending it now. You
Peter!
too. Anyway, yeah.
Let's go.
I'm going to end my stream at
Yeah,
that because it's all gone to shit. Thank you everyone for watching. Catch you all same time next week. As always, I will be back for GP2 in just under an hour. So if anyone wants to watch, feel free. Otherwise, everyone have a good bank holiday weekend. Whether you like the Royals or not, enjoy your day off. Catch you all next week.